Okay, this is supposed to be the section where I show you guys how to beat experienced players rated above 600. And what I have is two approaches. There's two ways that I can expect to win a game against lower rated players. And the first way is through maneuvering. There are often opportunities to get my pieces to squares with more options that my opponents are not aware of or ignore. Or they will make trades that benefit me or in terms of giving my pieces more room to move. In this game that I'm showing you here, some of that occurred. The other way that I can expect to win against players in this rating range is through a tactical incident. So usually it won't be a free piece, but sometimes it is. About 2 or 3 times per game, players in this range will give away a piece, or they'll miss a check and capture tactic, or a remove the defender tactic, things like these. And in my experience, it tends to be that as you get better, these are less common and they're harder to find. As you get better, the tactics happen less often. Your opponents are giving away things less often. And so the tactics training that you might have been doing is becoming somewhat of a diminishing return. Now, I do believe this is still helpful to do because it trains your calculation. What you can do once you've gotten your puzzle rating to about 1700 to 2000 is you can aim that ability to calculate towards gaining small positional advantages, whether that's an outpost for your piece or just a more mobile position for your pieces. You can calculate towards those things versus needing a white to move and win situation to find the move. So one of the things that you can do to prepare for the situations where you're a stronger player and tactical opportunities are not as frequent is you can, after your games, train this ability to develop your pieces after the opening, to find opportunities for them to go to squares where there are more options in general. So really the main takeaway for players in this range is to develop not only in the opening but throughout the game. So you're always going to be looking for ways to move forward where you can stay in your opponent's position more often. You're looking to develop into their position on an ongoing basis, not just in the opening. Now in this game that I'm showing you here, some of what I've described has happened, and this player is about 800 USCF, L Rising 1000, and he's in our club. I'm going to pop back to the beginning of the game and run through the moves swiftly. I had the black pieces, and generally in the opening, as you guys have mostly mastered, is to get your pieces out, to develop them in the beginning of the game. White had no trouble doing this, as is standard at this rating level. What did begin to happen is I was starting to get offered trades that were beneficial to me if gone through with. For example, this bishop trade I think helps me if it's initiated. Usually it's better to hold on to your pieces, keep them out of contact, but continuing to move forward until it's time to use them for something like a tactic or winning attack. So soon this was traded off, and instead of having the bishop as an attacker, he's now gone, and I still have the knight on the board. It's these kinds of concessions that add up over time to mean that I have the developed pieces and my opponent doesn't, and therefore I have the opportunities for tactics or attacks that my opponent does not. And sorry guys, that's all I have right now. If you'd like more in-depth specifics, let me know.